Hello everyone. Getting a perfectly fitted short is not difficult. You simply haven't found the right tutorial yet. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve that. Stick around, and if you find this helpful, do well to subscribe for more sewing tips. So guys, as usual, you need to be very observant, okay? Here is the measurement we are working with. Please check the description to know exactly what to do with your measurement. Using your measurement, guys, get your fold, your first fold for the front. Here I have 12.25 by 16 inches. Then I folded in 1.5 for my hem, right, for hemming the shorts, and I have 14.5 remaining. The remaining half is for joining the piece to the band, then plus 1 inch band, making it 15 inches for the total length. Okay, so first thing you need to do is to get your crotch depth, and here I have 11.5 because my crotch depth is 12. To get your crotch depth, you should divide your hip by 4, add 1 inch or 2 inches. 2 inches is okay if you want it like high waist, okay? But then I did 11.5 because I need that half inch to join it to the waist, to the band. And after marking that line, you should go up 3 inches to get your hip, okay? So guys, come in 2 inches at this point for your front crotch extension. And to get your crotch extension for the front, you have to divide your total hip, right, by 20. Whatever it gives you is your front crotch extension. From that line that you marked, mark your waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch. So at the hip, you can leave the hip, just go ahead and mark your hip measurement at the crotch line, but then add half inch there. So this is how we got the 12.5 width, okay, for the front fold. Now connect your waist to the crotch line. Do not connect it to the hip. This will ensure that you have a very smooth curve there instead of having unnecessary fold between the hip and the crotch. So do you see? I still have my hip measurement intact. Actually, my hip is 40 divided by 4 will give me 10. So I have 10.25 there, so it's okay. Now connect your front crotch extension using your curve rule. You can use your free hand anyways. Now tighten this part by 0.25. You can do half inch, but for mine I did 0.25. I didn't want it fitted at my thigh. Now come down 0.5 by the center for your front slope and connect it 1 inch before the side line there. Just to ensure that your sewing allowance is intact. Guys, you're not supposed to cut off the front slant yet until you are done with the back part. So place the front pattern to the back pattern, and you see I also observed that fold for the hemming. And guys, make sure that whatever you're doing, it should be on fold. It's just because this is pattern paper, so I had to manage the pattern paper. So at the waist I increase it by 2 inches, and at the crotch line I also increase it by 4 inches. To get your crotch extension for the back, divide your hip by 10. Whatever it gives you is your back crotch extension, and then come in 2 inches from that line at the waist. That is where your measurement should start from. So divide your waist by 4 and add 1 inch for the sewing allowance. We already have that in front, so you have 1 inch at the front and then 1 inch at the back. And for my dart, I had to use 1.5 inch because the difference between my waist and my hip is actually much. I have difference of 11 inches. My waist is 29 and my hip is 40, so I had to use 1.5 inch darts. So mark your 1.5 there. The remaining half inch I decided to leave it at least to add to the sewing allowance because I want to use 1 inch to join the side, but then I'll use half inch to join the center. So before you connect your back crotch, you should ensure that you have up to 4 inches at the hip points. Please ensure you have up to 4 inches. This is to make sure that your butt relaxes very well at the back, and then that you have your sewing allowance intact as well. So did you see? It's not actually straight line. Just use your free hand to do a curve there to connect it. So this will ensure that you have a snatched look at the end of the day. So at this point, you have to also connect your waist, and then to do so, you have to extend the waistline to the back part. And while connecting, you shouldn't connect exactly at that waistline. Increase it by 0.25 because the front has slight curve but the back does not. You see, the back is supposed to be that straight. Don't worry, your pattern will still, your clothes will still come out nice. Make it that straight. It's what you need to get that snatched look. So at this part, at the hem part for the back, tighten it by 1 inch. It's actually supposed to be 2 inches if it's longer, but this is actually very short, so I had to just tighten it by 1 inch so that I won't have any funny look at that point. And from the video you saw earlier, you should know that it still came out nice, so you can do the same thing. And please guys, drop a comment on the comment section if you try this pattern. Let me know if it came out nice and if you'll be using this pattern moving forward. So before you cut off, confirm your measurement, because any mistake at this point, nothing can save you except you will not like to join fabrics there, which will not look funny. Okay, so always confirm, even when you are sure, confirm. So go ahead and cut. So guys, the front and the back crotch may not really align, but while joining you will eliminate it, but you can still decide to come down 0.25 and slightly connect it, just curve it out. But don't worry, even if you don't do that now, you can still do that by the time you are joining. That shouldn't be an issue. So next thing is to get your that line, and to do so you have to divide your total waist at the back by 2 and increase the center by ½ inch. That is extending it by ½ inch. So that is where your that will sit. So mark 0.75 at both sides. Guys, you are seeing this picture because I didn't remember to extend it down, so I marked 4 inches down to connect it. So assuming you don't know how to connect your dart here, this is probably your first time, you should use that picture over there for guidance. You can decide to also notch or just use your chalk to mark, whichever way it's okay. So guys, please make sure you have 2 pieces for the front and 2 pieces for the back. And for this fold, please do not trim it off. Do not try to trim off the part that is extending out. You need it to ensure that your hem relaxes very well by the time you want to hem. So if you want to join, place it together and pin that point. Yes, you can either notch it or just use your chalk to mark on it, or the iron. The iron will, like the pressed part will show. So just pin that part and start hemming, okay? And start joining, sorry. So go ahead and trim off this part since we are done drafting. Okay, so guys, at this point, please drop a comment if you still need clarity. I'll be there to respond to you. And please like and subscribe to join the family. Stay blessed, guys. Bye.